Shalom. It's been a little bit. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give it a minute for some of y'all to climb in. I know it's been a while since I went live and did a live stream, but we are back. I want to talk about this first, getting into the reason why I took a break real quick from the Worship Podcast. Reason why? What's going on with that? I know a lot of you probably are quite are curious, right? About what's going on. Like, man, what's going on? We ain't heard from Barack. We ain't heard from Brother Barack. Y'all, I had to get busy. I want to first. Let me start here, okay? Let me start here before I get into some of the other things I'm talking about. While I'm on my way to this client. First of all, let me start here because I need to talk about Brother Vernon and things like that, or Uncle Vernon. But I want to talk about the reason why during that whole situation with Charatazar, whatever, why was I in a place to where, you know, I was having a rough week, right? Or whatever it may be. And one of the biggest reasons why, y'all, is because at that time, my mother was going through some issues with her health. She's doing a lot better now. And I'm talking, when I say she was going through some issues with her health, it was pretty concerning. Okay, it was very concerning, and that's the reason why I was in that vulnerable state to where I'm like, man, this is a concerning situation. Like, one of my greatest supporters, one of my number one fans, you know what I'm saying? My mother, who is honestly one of my biggest supporters and one of my number one, is my number one fan. Always showing up, always there, always doing the best that she can to be present, But either way, scary times. But this is on a more lighter note. I've been grinding hard, working hard. I'm talking 16-hour days. I had to step away real quick from the podcast for a minute to reach some financial goals, to reach business goals, to focus and hone in on that. Now that I'm in a position where I don't have so much. I've accomplished the goal. You're right. The Most High has blessed me. He has blessed the labor of my hands. He has blessed the focus that I put into what I was doing, but he's never removed my heart from the work of the War Sheep podcast and what we've been doing on the War Sheep podcast. Never. I've always been like, man, I can't wait till I hit this goal so I can get back to doing the show and being back to my normal schedule, right? Because I always was on time, always was doing the show around 5 o'clock. But when I started to have to transition a little bit, which I transitioned out of the place that I was staying at and preparing to move into a new home or whatnot, um, it was fluctuating. You know what I mean? I typically like to be punctual. After that transition started to take place, I was not able to be as punctual with the podcast as I wanted to be. And I take it very seriously because, like I said, I started out doing something totally different with the Worship podcast, and then it ended up in being with exposing the truth and getting down to the bottom of what the problems are. And it was based on my own testimony and my own story. Me losing my family as well while dealing with this cult, that I was a part of, and also when speaking up on things that were unrighteous, me losing a voice, right, and being shut down. You know what I mean, and understanding the feelings and emotions behind that. And a man who has gone through nothing in his life tends to produce more chaos than a man who's been through everything. that man can usually be compassionate, understanding, loving, right? Knowing what's going on, and can be able to understand somebody's position. Whereas to where somebody who's never been through anything, you can't, there's no way you can fathom what it means. You know, you might not be able to relate unless you're a compassionate person. Then it's like probably a little bit easier for you to relate. However, y'all, hit the goal, we reached the goal. You understand what I'm saying? Now we're building from this. Recently, we've been going really hard to make sure that I secure a new home here here down here in Texas, and went hard and accomplished it. Went hard and accomplished it, and I'm talking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to be, and definitely glorifying the Most High, because without Him and His direction, there's no way that it could ever have been accomplished. I promise you that now. But I'm very grateful to the Father for giving me the ability, giving me the strength, giving me the fortitude to be able to focus and get things done. A few business ventures that I went off into, they have definitely landed really well, and I'm happy about that. So now there's more opportunities to be able to help the saints that are leaving a lot of these different cults. I want to create more of an opportunity to be able to help them and to help others as well. But I can't do that until I help myself. I got to first focus on getting myself in the right spot to where, you know, I can be that pillar, or be that anchor for individuals who need me to be there, who are relying on me, who are dedicated to helping me get to the next level, and in return, that helps others, either directly or indirectly. If you reached out to me, you know, recently, and maybe I didn't get back to you in a timely manner, I do apologize. My work days have been full. I promise you, my schedule's been full. I've been I've been really busy. But what I'm gonna start doing now, of course, is on Sundays or on the first days where we have the podcast. I'm gonna start dedicating that time again in schedule, and I'm gonna work it out to where, of course, I'm still being consistent in what I'm doing. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about brother Vernon, Uncle Vernon. May I, you know, this was some devastating news to me, because me personally, I had a relationship with Uncle Vernon, one of the men, older men who actually would almost like a mentor, right? Almost like that, uh, but truly like an uncle, right? Always approached me like truly like an uncle. The amount of wisdom that he always would give was extremely helpful to my life. And you know, I know that the conversation that we would have, he would speak a lot of wisdom. He would speak a lot of things that he's already been through, and honestly thought that he, you know, we related because he was from Michigan. You know, I was, you know, living in Michigan. I was born in Grand Rapids. He himself, Detroit. He was in Michigan. You know what I mean? He lived in Michigan. And we related based on that. We bonded, connected based on those terms, based on those things, right? But at the same time, I believe that he saw a bit of himself in me, because I'm all me myself. I'm also very skilled in what I do when it comes to laborers work or whatever it may be, contracting work. I'm pretty good at it. You know, I'm pretty good at it. And when he met me, I was decently good. I'm exceptional now, right? I'm pretty except. I was decently good then, but the level of wisdom that he gave to me, not only in that contracting world, but also the level of wisdom that Uncle Vernon gave to me, just in personal life, just in the walk with the Messiah. Honestly, I can tell you now that he did love Yah, he did love the Father. You know, he loved the Father. But I really think that it was misguided based on his love for other people, right? And I thought that may have overshadowed um, the Most High at times. You understand what I'm saying? But nevertheless, he still had the love for the Father. And whenever I spoke with him, hung out with him, we did a deck job for um, Elder Becker. He sought after me to help him with that deck job, and I was extremely excited to help him with it. Right, very excited to help him with it. It was something that I definitely longed for to do, and we worked on that job together. I'll never remember Uncle Vernon telling me. He said, "You can't make that cut." It was a very close cut. Okay, it was a very close cut. But this how you know that I'm not somebody who gonna get. You know what I mean? Like, we can shoot the shit. We men. You know what I mean? You could talk shit, challenge each other, whatever, whatever. But he was like, "You're not good enough. You can't make that cut." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and so I proceeded to make the cut. Now, did I make the cut? I did cut that. I cut it. I cut it pretty damn well, and it was pretty damn close. All right. So, but was it perfect? No, not by any means. Was it perfect? So he saw that. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn close. And he showed me a trick that I still use to this day. I promise you, very, very, very wise when it came to that. Man, he took a speed square. If you don't know what a speed square is, you got to look it up on Google. He took a speed square, y'all, and he pressed it up against the sawzall, pressed it up against it, and it kept it plumb straight. And he just cut the board with that. And I'm like, oh shit! He pressed it right up against there, put it on his foot, and cut it perfectly straight every time. Now, me personally, in the field, I always had issues and difficulties with cutting a straight line across a 2x4. That was always one of my problems, is trying to keep that blade straight. But then when Uncle Vernon showed me that trick, put that thing on his foot, and he's used the speed square to cut a straight line, man, that was game changing for me. It was game changing, and it helped me in my career moving forward. And I'm always speak. My thing is that with Uncle Vernon, uh, he would approach you in such a way. Now, everybody is not perfect. He had character flaws that I'm about to get into right now. Uncle Vernon had character flaws. Uncle Vernon would drink. Uncle Vernon, would do certain things or say certain things that may hurt people's feelings. Not mine in particular, but I know my ex-wife. He said something about her singing that really hurt her feelings because she was a singer, or she is a singer, and she's pretty good at that. But he made mention of something that is not wasn't true, but could it have not been said directly to her? It could have been said to me mostly, right? Not directly to her, because women are a little bit more sensitive than men. I felt he could have pulled me aside, but it's no offense there. It was true. What he said was true in regards to it, so it can make her better, so she can be able to focus on what she can to increase her skill level. So it wasn't like a thing as to where it was offensive. It was just like it was hurtful to her because she took an offense to it herself. And I just saw I'm a man. I understand when people tell you the truth, it's just so you can grow a little bit, right? Now, is that truth that they telling? Is it something that sticks, or is it something that does not fit you? Does it fit or does it stick? Which does it stick, or what's up? You got to make the determination yourself and move forward in that vein, right? Because if the shit don't stick, then you shouldn't be. You mustn't quit, right? Like, you shouldn't be offended. But obviously it was true. So hopefully that made her better. And I say it often, right? That the man that she's currently with and the man that she's married to, I always say that really truly pray and hope that she is everything that he needs her to be, right? And that they have a wonderful relationship with each other. Honestly, I think that that's a beautiful thing. And as long as my son and my daughter are treated well, that's the only thing I care about. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I care about. But however, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her whenever she is found love, and I don't have any problems with her at all. You know what I'm saying? Or any problems with anybody she's with. I don't have any issues there. But but either way, yeah, I mean, he'll say certain things sometimes that may, offend, or it could possibly offend, but he also would tell you the truth. It is what it is. But yeah. So one other thing is about Uncle Vernon is that one of the things that may have contributed to this situation, and like I said, I checked his heart posture while I was there back in when I was on the land in Tennessee. We had conversations when Pastor Rufus was first put out of that cult ministry. When he was put out of that cult, we had conversations, y'all. We had conversations. We had some talks, and among those conversations, he was definitely just excited, y'all. He was excited that Pastor Rufus was put out. That way, he can take a position of leadership. Now, my thing is that he was in tears because of the situation, and that's what leads me to say that I believe that he loved man a little too much, right? Because it's man who put him in that position to where now he was responsible for a community. And that right there, I believe was not right. I didn't believe that was right, especially for somebody who you rocked with for all of these years, for nearly a decade, over a decade. I didn't believe that's right, and it goes against my basic principles and morals, right? When it comes to loyalty to people. Now, my thing is this, right? Is that with this particular cult ministry, loyalty has bounds. You understand what I'm saying? You're loyal to certain people who are doing for you, and if they're not doing for you, there's no loyalty there. There's no loyalty because they love the same father that you love. They don't. There's no loyalty to you because you are a bloodline Hebrew Israelite. I'm talking born by blood. There's no loyalty to you because you're capable of getting it right, and you may not be perfect, and you may need time to improve in wherever you're at in your walk. You may have had all of these days of experiences that may have been bad experiences, but now you need help with sorting out the good ones. So you can't see somebody and think to judge them so quickly. You got to slow down and helping them by doing what? Reproving, correcting, rebuking, whatever it may be, to get them straight, get them lined up, and get them plumb so they go in the right direction, right? But patience is always so important to have with people. So that was always an issue. Loyalty, being loyal to the wrong individuals, right? And that loyalty leads you to a place as to where when you're trying to speak up on a certain situation, that people tend to what? Like abandon your position. They tend to abandon you. Oh, well, this, that, and the third, based on them having a greater loyalty for somebody else. Or they just want to be sure that they're not uh, being ostracized or shunned. You know what I'm saying? So they're more concerned about what man is going to say and do to them rather than thinking about what the Most High Yah is going to say and do to them. And that's always a problem when you're dealing with people who are in cults. When you're dealing with people who are in a cult like environment, who have cult like mentalities, then you're dealing with people who will literally stab you in the back and they just was at your dinner table the day before. You're dealing with those type of cutthroat type of individuals, and you can't blame them. Here's the reason why: because they have been trained to treat you that way. They have been trained, right, day in and day out, to abandon you. They have been trained to stop speaking to you if you go against the grain of what they will consider to be leadership. This is what they do. This is what they've done. So when Uncle Vernon decided to betray or to turn his back on Pastor Rufus and decided to go a different direction and decided that finally he gets an opportunity to lead, right, in the capacity that he saw fit. Now, no doubt, I always saw Uncle Vernon as a leader. You understand what I'm saying? It really just depends on how greedy you are with leadership. Are you wanting to or desiring to be a leader so bad that you would pray for somebody else's downfall so you can hold and take that position, take that mount? Well, I don't believe that the Most High would definitely approve of that type of spirit. I don't think the Most High would approve of it. I don't think he would love it. I don't think that he would accept it or allow you to operate within it. I believe that judge, especially if he loves you, will come to you quickly. It'll come to you swiftly because you're not supposed to have that in your spirit. And if you refuse to change, you don't want to change, and it's the same yesterday, today, and forever for you, and you don't want to make any alterations or anything, your blessings would be what? Stagnant. They'll be stagnant. You'll get what man would give you. That's what you're getting. You're not getting divine intervention that changes the whole course of reality. You're getting what man would offer and provide to you. And that's what you're getting. That's it. That's all. So, in what man is willing to offer you, you got to understand the deterioration of your body, your vessel is also not in its divine state. So, when things impact you, a common cold, the flu, uh, uh, a scrape, a cut, those things tend to devour you. Those things tend to take you down, take complete control over your body. You understand what I'm saying? Because the divine one is not with you. If he is not with you, then your vessel will deteriorate, it will break down, it will wither away quickly, very quickly, from just minor things. But I'm not saying this because I wish or am saying that he didn't have Yah with him. I'm saying this because um, it's the nature as to what truly happened to him. I don't, I'm not condoning or anything, but if, you know, something took place like this and you're in a deliverance ministry, so to speak, right? Then we should all be able to do what? Deliverance, healing, all of that stuff, right? For one another. If it's truly taking place in your life, then you should be in great health. You should be able to be restored, right? And there was so much restoration when people were doing the 4 days of Eden with me, man. We had so many reports of rest being restored, families restored, right? Health restored, myself included, right? I had a knee issue for the longest, and then next thing you know, it's restored. I'm saying this because when the more you're spending time with the Father, I believe that that's the more that He would heal you. Is healing. But if you're not truly spending time with Him, then are you truly being healed? Right? Then are you truly being healed? So that's my thing, y'all. Oh, snap. All right. That's my thing. Hold on a sec. But either way, I want to come on here and actually just talk about that. I'm on my way to this client, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and get back to our normal schedule. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos now because I have opportunities, It might be a lot of them that's dropping early, right? Because a lot of times I'm only going to have time to actually do it at around 5 a.m. But those going to be pre-recorded videos. The live streams are going to go going back to its original time. So y'all come flock with me over there on the first day, on the Sunday, 5 p.m. Central, right? And we're gonna get this thing back cracked wide open because we got a lot of things we got to cover. There's a lot we still got to cover, but I just wanted to tell that testimony real quick. Uh, love the Uncle V, love Uncle Vernon, man, and want to give him respect and his honor. Whereas and so I just feel really saddened by the situation in his family, and now he's got widows, um, and then now his family has to proceed and move forward without their head. So, but bless his household, and may Yah continue to guide and lead the little ones and the family. Let them be guided in the right direction that will continue to provide even more for them in their life. It's just it's unfortunate. I don't. There's too many deaths happening in that cult. Too many deaths. Too many men died in that cult already as is. Bless y'all.